So I finally made it, after all years, hearing of this wonderful Moshe. I don't think it's ever here before, and I'm glad I'm here now. It's quite a really nice introduction. And I was asked to say some lessons or ideas from the great Goin, Agod Ador, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, Zev Tzad Kodesh Levrocha, which I had the great schus to be in his yeshiva and a shaykhut for about 40 years, and had such a wonderful connection with him, learned so much from him, and able to observe him and to learn so much from his Torah, from his midas, from his gutzkeit, from everything that he represented. So I figure I'll say some stories that I had a connection to, and these stories will bring out this great personality, Torah personality, to show who he was and who we could all learn from. I think I have about 20 minutes I've said to you. I'd like to start off with a story that happened, Azai, that Ruvain got a call. You have to follow this to appreciate what's going on over here. Ruvain got a call from Shimon, a very frantic call, and he told him the following: good friends, Ruvain and Shimon, good friends. And Shimon said to Ruvain, my good friend, you got to help me, because the person he worked for, the yeshiva, is very upset with me that I said a certain thing, and he is very angry, and I'll probably lose my job because I said that thing. You are in the position of taking the blame and saving me my job, because if he keeps the idea that I'm the one who did it, he's not gonna let me go. I can lose my job. You'll take the blame, you'll be okay, but me, I won't be okay. So please do me that favor. So Ruvain agreed, okay, I'll take the blame. The person involved was very angry at Ruvain. He didn't do anything because of it, but he was very angry at him for a very long time, a few years, because he thought that he did that avla, and that's went on for quite a while. About 8 years later, the whole situation changed. And Shimon, who was in danger of losing his job, was not in that danger anymore. So Reuben said to Shimon, Shimon, my good friend, I want to tell him the truth now, because I don't want him to be angry at me. It wasn't my fault, it was your fault. I took the blame to save you, but now that you're not in that position anymore, you won't lose anything. I want to tell him the truth. That was you, that's not me. I don't want him to be angry at me. And Shimon said, no, I don't want to tell him. It's a lashon hara. You're not allowed to tell him, and I don't want you to tell him. So Ruvain was upset. So you go ask Rabbi Moshe, the Chaim, you're allowed to tell him against Shimon's will, you're allowed to go tell the truth, or since it's lashon hara and he's mechilas, when they tell over somebody will be angry at him, so emes mechilas, as he mechuyev to be obligated to keep the blame on himself and not tell the truth. So I started telling off the shayla to Rabbi Moshe. Moshe told him, telling him everything I told you just now. When they came to him, I said, and this person is angry at him for the last 8 years. He stopped me. Kapeda for 8 years, 8 years, kapeda for 8 years. He's angry for 8 years. How can a person angry for 8 years? He's angry for 8 years. So we stopped him. He couldn't couldn't fathom it. How could be somebody angry for somebody else? Ich could tell him Isaac. He said, I'll tell you something that happened to me. He got a letter from an individual living in New Jersey, got it. And the letter says the following to Rabbi Moshe. Hello, Rabbi Moshe. He said, I was learning with my chavrusa. We learned together. We came to a hard piece of Gemara, and we were arguing back and forth on the Gemara. And I said to him, to somebody, or my Torah said to me, I'll bring you right from Rabbi Moshe. From the Moshe, when it was Sfarim. I'll prove it that I'm right. And I said to him, Rabbi Moshe, and he said some words that were not befitting to say about Moshe. He was in the middle of learning, and he said, Rabbi Moshe. So he writes in the letter, since I said that, I can't eat and I can't sleep. I'm so upset that I said that about you. And I have to be asking, please be Michael me. Moshe didn't know anything about it. You know, he was sitting and saying, he was in New York, he was in New Jersey, he didn't know anything about it, but this person, he said words that were not nice. He had a gun out door, and he said, I can't sleep. So Moshe said, I can't ask him to shofar. I'll write my brief, and then I'll take it. If I write him a letter, it'll take a few days till he gets it. Say, he looked up in the information in the phone book, and the letter came from a certain city, and he called the person up, wanted to tell him right away. He got him on the phone. He said, yeah, you sent me the letter. He said, yeah. He said, eigentlich, the Kemlish Makbim man Leben. I was there Makbim and then people are learning, get upset, and they get excited. He said, well, don't worry about it. Michael, you have not Makbim, you can eat, you can sleep. No problem. And the other had to pay for 8 years, had to pay for 8 years. How could it be? But Moshe would never have paid the people. He was Gol Ador. He was once in the story, I'm thinking to myself of there's once see the Rebbe came to the Behuda. And Behuda was not too close to Hasidim. He didn't, there were all those different difficulties between Hasidim and non-Hasidim at those times. And he came to speak to him. This Talmud of a famous Hasidic rabbi, I don't want to say his name because whatever the reason is. So he was a student of this great Hasidic rabbi, and he came to know the Behuda. I'm sure you see on the shelves the great form of the Behuda to get going of that time, a few hundred years ago. And the Behuda was very impressed with him. Talked to him learning, talked to him, and he was very impressed. So he said to him, is that you're a Talmud of your Rebbe? If that's how great you are, how great was your Rebbe? So the Rebbe of this person wrote a sefer, and the sefer was not acceptable to Noida Behuda. He didn't feel that the person, and he used it put it under his table to hold up the table. The sefer was put under the feet of the table. He said to him, that's my Rebbe. He said, you know how great my Rebbe was? If you put him under the table, he'd be just as quiet as the sefer. That's how great. That's how great. I always felt that Rabbi Moshe, that's the type of person Rabbi Moshe was. You could put Rabbi Moshe to go, like you put him on the table, wherever. It didn't be, it was such an honor, such a fine, friendly, not matcha type of person that he couldn't get him angry. COVID meant nothing by him. So he just couldn't understand how a person can be angry with somebody for 8 years. He said right away, I Michael somebody, how can you be angry with somebody for so many years? That's the type of person we know what he was from this story, that he was not a captain, no a captain loimet. Was very, very easygoing person, rent-friendly person. Let me tell you something else to bring out the point. We had in yeshiva a Bala boss who used to come to the yeshiva, and he was he lived in Staten Island, grew up in Staten Island. I lived in Staten Island. It's not a very Jewish place. Now became much of a Jewish over the last few years. But he grew up there. He was an Am Ha'aretz Daraisa. He knew nothing. Couldn't even read Hebrew or feel it. But he used to like to come to the yeshiva. He used to come to the yeshiva. He used to like the Bachrim. He had a pharmacy. He used to bring medicine to the Bachrim sometimes. But he used to come and enjoy, talk to the boys, whatever. But he wasn't religious at all. He couldn't do nothing. He used to come once in a while to the yeshiva. Came on Shavuos, and he didn't know about the whole staying up all night learning. He thought it's a regular time for davening. So he came at the time of the davening. But all the boys were sleeping by then. And they stayed up all night learning. And they davened the Sikhin. Everyone went to sleep. Who was in the Beis Medrash? Rabbi Moshe. He was very old at that time. He used to get a few hours of sleep. He got up early for the minyan, and he learned the rest of the time till the Bachman got up. The rest of it kept learning the rest of the day. So he was in the Beis Medrash. And this Am Ha'aretz came to the Beis Medrash, and who was there? Nobody. Rabbi Moshe, the Gadol Hador, and the Kotten Hador. He was mamish. No connection with Shaykhs. This man never stopped talking about the great conversation they had with Rabbi Moshe. What they talked about, I'd pay anything to know. How did Rabbi Moshe? Somehow Rabbi Moshe was able to talk to him, and he felt so good. And you think they'd be under pressure. What are they going to talk about? Two of them beside themselves for a few hours there. And Rabbi Moshe was able to make him feel good. That was his kayach. He could talk to the God Gedolei Hador and Gedolei the most poshta mensch, and he made everybody feel good. That was his kayach of his personality. It was just make everybody to be so friendly with people. He once met a bocher. As I'm talking, I think more and more things about bringing up the point. He once met a bocher, Ben Azmanim. He met him the whole way of his building on the east side. And the Baruch Shalom Aleichem, Chaim, welcome Ben Azmanim. And what are you learning now? Rabbi Kama. Oh yeah, ich learn Shabbos. So I told the Baruch. Yes, the Baruch is learning. What is it? Rabbi Kama, some Shabbos. Like you tell me what you're learning, I'll tell you I'm learning. He was learning Shabbos, but okay, but that was his way to feel that he's a Baruch. It's only fun, only nice if you ask him about what he's learning. You have to have your learning. So it's the type of person that he was. Another way of showing this great character is Midas Toivus. He once called me over and he said to me, somebody's very angry at you because you did sakach v'kach with him. And he said, he's so angry that you better wait a few months and then ask him mechila. Says to Shiva, you know the whole story. It's not my fault what happened, it's his fault. Why I have to ask him mechila? Shiva he knew the whole story about it. He's the one who angry at me, but he's the one, it's his thing. So he said to him, but from this thing, a man has to pay the Medavshim can't pay. If somebody's angry at you, you don't want to be angry at you, even though it's his fault, whatever it is, but you don't want somebody to be angry. You got to try to fight him. You don't want somebody to be angry, no matter your fault, his fault, makes a difference. You want to make nobody should have any chance. Okay? So, I heard what he said. And then what happened was like this. It's hard to explain exactly, try to explain what was. That year, but not many years ago, it was different 30 years ago, this was many years ago, about 40 years ago. That year there was a problem in Eretz Yisrael that somebody, not getting into personalities, was mavaza one of the Gedolei Hador. Somebody in Eretz Yisrael was mavaza one of the Gedolei Hador. He insulted him. One of the person who was not, it was a certain greatness in his own right, but he insulted one of the great rabbis of Eretz Yisrael, who was one of the greatest rabbis over the world at that time. And they made a whole gathering in America, and also they did, to have a protest the old yeshivas came together, and if you remember at that time, they made a protest. The yeshivas came together, the building and the whole, and the Rosh Yeshivas talked to show the cover, the respect of this person that he insulted. And they asked Rabbi Moshe to speak against this person who spoke that way. For Moshe to do that was like him to speak against somebody. It just was against his whole personality to go and tell somebody that he had to speak strong words against the person for doing what he did. It's so not his nature to be talking in a strong way against somebody else. But he had to do it. They say you have to go to the door. You have to get up and speak on his behalf and do it. So he did it. Somebody was in his house, Erev Rosh Hashanah, by Rabbi Moshe, and came in the mail a letter from this person that he spoke against, the Shana Taiva. So this person said, a Shana Taiva card, have a good job. It's the greatness is part two. And Moshe said, he probably forgave me. Probably it was on his mind. He said to me that time, don't want to pay them for somebody, even though you're right, you don't want to pay them. It was on, it's bothering him. Even though he's right, he had to get up and speak against him, but it was on his mind. He spoke against him. And then probably was angry at him, paid on him. He couldn't live with that paid on him. So he was relieved. He would say, probably he sent me a Taiva card. Probably he forgave me for what I did, for I spoke against him, and it gave him relief. I saw he's no Dorish and no Mekayim. When he told me, ask him Mechila, you don't want Kapeda, exactly he felt the same way, even though he was right, but he didn't want somebody to have Kapeda, somebody angry at him. There was something that they had. Okay, I guess it's time for another story or two. Oh, this is the same point. He once passed in the Din Torah. They had two people with the question of who owes who the money, and they had Din Torah. They had a Jewish court convened. Moshe was the Rosh Bezdin. Two people came to the Din Torah, and Moshe paskin according to one of them. You had to pay the money, and the person didn't listen. Didn't listen to the psak din. So Moshe called him in and said, how come you're not listening? We passed in the din. So he said, it was a puzzle din Torah, he says to Moshe, it was puzzle. So Moshe said, why is it puzzle? Because you pass in the night time, and done balayla. And done balayla. So you're not allowed to pass in the night time. So it's puzzle din. So Moshe said, but the Sma says, V'yesh Nevis, the Sma V'yesh Nevis says, then if Yom, if they have lights on, Sa Shma, I don't do it. We're not. But Chutz, tells him, Moshe, go to the door, puzzle din Torah, tells him. Guess what? A few months later, this man comes in, he's asked Rabbi Moshe, what's Kabbalah for Shechita? I wouldn't for Shechita anyway, but he asked me, wanted Rabbi Moshe to write him a letter that he should be kosher shochet. The same person who was Mavaza. They go to Mavaza Rabbi Moshe. Without hesitation, Rabbi sits down and takes up the piece of candy. How could you? This man is Mavaza. Moshe got upset. It was haste. Verbargen on Yom Kippur. They said the tshuva getan. Avad Kippur went by. He said the tshuva. What do you mean, man? I'm not a chosh to him. The Avad didn't have law. He said the tshuva. And my male is a regular yid, and my male I have to treat him like a regular yid. I can't keep a sikim lasita. I'm not like keep a grudge against somebody. But he did something now with him, but he's yid. He can't be chosh to betray him. So I got upset that he was below the grudge. Is able to have see in the yid the greatness of the yid. You can do something wrong, but what the real feeling of maybe enough another man another voice from Moshe. He once gave us, it was Erev Shavuos, gave a shmuz in the yeshiva. The big aside, which brings out this, how we looked at a yid who does something wrong. We know that the famous Rambam, that the Gemara says that by a korban, say to Yavi, Kaifan Oisai, L'tzainai. So you force him, and it says he has to be Ratzin. He has to do it by willingly. If he has to chayiv a korban, you force it. Kaifan Oisai. But how can you say that L'tzainai? So you must say, Kaifan Oisai, Ratzani. You force him until I say I want. But just force him without saying, you just hit him, he can't do it. But he says, okay, I'll do it. They ask me to get korban, they hit him, based him, until he brings the korban. It's a right Sunday, he brings the korban. So is that considered Ritzayna? You hit a person until he can't handle us anymore, and that's called Ritzayna. So Rambam explained, I'm sure all know the famous Rambam, because the Ratzon Pnimi of a Yid is to do the right thing. Right? He must do the right thing, because he is in the Shama Tahira, right thing. But the Yetzer Hara gets in the way, Yid doesn't let. So you come out your right side, so if you hit him, and you take away the Yetzer Hara, and Mamela, when he does, he really wants to do it. That's the Ratzon Pnim. His inner will, Ratzon, wants to do the right thing. The Yetzer Hara stops the person from doing the right thing. So how do you take away the Yetzer Hara? So you hit him. If you hit him, so that's what is he doing? He's doing because he really wants to do it. So Moshe said, so what's the difference if a person, you hit him, and let's say, Shem covered. Person gives tzedakah, let's say, and he wants covered. He wants covered, say he wants. So what's the difference if you hit him or covered's hitting him? He really wants to do it. Sometimes you take the Yetzer Hara, you hit him. You take the Yetzer Hara because he wants covered, but now when he's doing it, it's a Ratzon Pnim is to do it. He really wants to do it. He really wants to do it. So you have to look at somebody who's doing something and it looks like it's slow to shma. But to tell Shema L'Shma means Kipshuta. You take away the problem. He's doing because he really wants to do it. So that's pretty over here. He wants to do Shema, wants to do the right thing. So he looks at this, the person, the one that had whatever. He looks at what's up. You have to look at Yid. Murder Musa Haskell, we look at the other Yid sometimes. Something, you have kindness, like does something wrong, whatever it is, and then something right. When he does it wrong, does it right. You have to look at what he really is. What is the really essence of a Jewish person? This is neshama. It's good. This guy is really what he is. Sometimes he might do the wrong thing, whatever it is, but that doesn't slug him up. Doesn't to say that he's no good. He is good. Every is good. So sometimes he's dead Yetzer Hara. You have to take away the Yetzer Hara. Rabbi told me, his son told me one time he used to live in Tel Yeshiva. The son, Moshe's son, Rabbi Feinstein, the head of my yeshiva, and they had a dinner that tells Yeshiva at the dinner, and they brought in the Gevir a person who gave a lot of money to the Yeshiva from New York, and the dinner was in his honor. So the Yeshiva Bochum like to make fun of people sometimes. Gevir, getting a lot of cover. He came in, we gave him a cover. He came in, everyone was clapping, The Gevir gets to make the fun of his cover, he's getting covered. Then he got up to speak. He said, everybody, I have fever today, and I've hard for me to come, but I came, he's even covered, he's sick, he wants to cover. He's sorry, right of covered, even if he's sick, he's coming to him. So he came back to Yeshiva and his man talked about Moshe. So what happened? So this Gevir came, and he wanted to cover it, they were sick, he wanted to cover it anyway. So Moshe said something, you understand, this Gevir, he could have gotten covered, much more covered. He's a Gevir, and people give a covered. He's connected to this organization, that organization. He wants covered that time. He wants covered that time. We're making fun. He can get covered, all kinds of covered. But he wants covered that time. He came. You're making fun of him. He was sick, he came, but he wanted to cover that time. He's not just about that. He has Muhammad. That's really what he is. That's what embassy, what it really is. So these are a few stories about Rabbi Moshe. Go on for who knows how long, what he said and what he did. But there's a seer of Abin Gadol Mintz was Adam Godel was the Rabbi. There we say Moshe is three people. He's a going and learning, a going in Psak, and a going in Midas. That was the greatness of the great three people that he was, three heads he had. So going and learning, you see that there was Moshe, so you read there was Moshe, Pulim Gedolim, Olam Sechtas, Igmas Moshe, Psak, all this, and his Midas, his greatness, was wonderful. Gal Chesed, what a honor for the great person he was. Muslim Dike Godel, Muslim to Talmud Chachim, but all I need to study was to learn from. Shkoyach for listening. Hatzlach Rabbi, Oizvak, and Allah, Oizvak,